I want to start off by introducing the cultural iceberg. When we think of different cultures, it's really easy to imagine things like food and music. This is called surface culture and is only a small glimpse into a person or a group's culture. Going beyond the tip of the iceberg, there's so much beneath what we initially see. Deep culture refers to things that are within, like attitudes, values, and worldviews. With my project, I endeavored to answer the question, what deeper cultural factors influence the culture and life of students in the Japanese college system? Shortly after the Meiji Restoration, around 1868, Western education systems began to influence Japanese education. Since then, the Japanese education system has seen many reforms. Japan has the second largest higher education system with nearly 3 million students enrolled in over 700 universities. In 2017, 81% of 18-year-olds were studying in some form of college. This differs from the 48% of 18-year-olds that were enrolled in the US in the same year. Additionally, Japanese graduate enrollments have increased about one-third since the 1990s. Such a high enrollment rate can be explained by looking into aspects of deep culture. In Japan, education is one of the most important aspects of national identity. I asked my friend Aika, who is a student at Seinon Gakuen University, why people feel going to college is important in Japan.
In my opinion, I think it's because of the job hunting. We think it is really important to get a solid job in the future. So to have a solid job in the future, we need to study more, study a lot.
Is it hard to get a job if you don't go to college?
Yeah, I would say so.
According to Aika, it's difficult to secure a job in your desired career field without going through college. This led me to research the question, what does it take to start a career in Japan? Besides the value that Japanese culture places on education, there is a unique worldview on what comes after education. In Japan, the shift from being a student to entering full-time employment is seen as a major life transition. At this time, young adults take on new roles as shakaijin, or contributing members of society. I feel that in order to fully understand Japanese attitude towards education, it's important to understand the job hunting market as well. The unique Japanese system of shushoku katsudo, or job hunting, means that university education and the job market are intimately connected. Job seekers that don't have a university education can face extreme difficulties in obtaining a job because employers hire almost exclusively from universities. Job hunting in Japan looks different than what you might imagine. An interview with some job hunting woman reveals a lot about what goes into securing a job.
Why do you wear?
I don't know.
You don't know.
私たちもわかんない。It's more like a norm. So you don't want to be like, so get affected by your like clothes or something like that.
So
I
that
don't
you're
know.
all in the same start line.
Yes.
Wouldn't you like to wear different clothes to show yourself or show your identity?
It's just scary.
That's
Not
scary.
really. Too much risk for that. Because if you're wearing those like different clothes, then you get much higher possibility that you're not gonna get the offer from the company. If you're doing same thing with others, it's you will know that the reason why you're not offered is just because of the interview.
While it is easy to see the differences, like the standard recruit suits, it's important to know the underlying values that lead to this cultural norm. By Western standards, Japan has a collectivist culture, meaning individuals focus on their relationships with others and act with a sense of duty to their community. The practice of recruit suits and strict fashion rules exemplifies this Japanese ideology. It emphasizes conformity to social norms rather than using fashion as an individualistic form of self-expression. After securing a job, employees go through training in business etiquette. Some examples of this are courses on personal appearance, vocal and facial expression, bowing the appropriate way, and even how to smile. The Japanese communication pattern is indirect and relies less on words to convey context. This is because harmony is a key value in Japanese society. Harmony is the guiding philosophy in business meetings and society as a whole. The idea of harmony is ingrained in the Japanese lifestyle, in the workplace, and long before entering the workforce. Just as an employee may hold back from correcting his manager, students in school may refrain from taking a class for fear of sticking out and making their classmates look bad. Now that we have established why university is important in Japan and the deep cultural values that influence the norms, we can better understand all that goes into a university student's life. From a young age, students are taught English in schools. Many choose to continue their study of English in university. The use of English in Japan often has a symbolic value. English in Japan manifests an ideological presence as part of the process of becoming. However, recently there has been a shift in students' attitude. It's becoming more common for students to see globalization as something that can be opted out of. This reflects an inward attitude, where people feel that their nation has all they need for a comfortable life to the point where the outward interaction doesn't feel necessary. Besides English, students can take an array of courses. In contrast to the rigor of high school, Japanese students enjoy sailing through their first few years of university. I talked to my friend Hayato about his course workload and how it affects his social life.
For me, I hang out a lot with my friends. It depends on what degree you're in, but so in my course, there's less homework.
Like Hayato conveyed, many Japanese students consider their university time to be more social than academic. With more time for socializing, universities facilitate clubs and social circles that play a huge role in so many students' lives. There are an abundance of clubs and organizations for students to participate in. Bukatsu culture is a major feature of the Japanese education system and has origins going back to the end of the Meiji Restoration in 1868. Students perceive joining a bukatsu as an opportunity to develop social and cultural capital that can transfer to their future after graduation. Bukatsu encourages student autonomy, learning through observation, and the development of effective hierarchical relationships. They emphasize group loyalty and personal discipline. Alcohol plays a central role in Japanese social interaction and can also be a part of bukatsu. Students frequently have nomikai, or drinking parties. Since college is the time for students to work towards their future, a nomikai is the first formal drinking event of the season. It provides new members an opportunity to officially be welcomed to the club. It is also an opportunity for freshmen to expose themselves to current members, coaches, company links, and university officials. These circles have such a strong social aspect. They are the primary place where students make friends, and the circle you join holds a big influence on the rhythm and patterns of your lifestyle. On the surface, it's easy to see certain aspects of Japanese university culture like recruit suits, enrollment rates, bowing, language, and parties. However, underneath each of these practices are layers of values and worldviews that give real insight into what makes life as a Japanese student. Thank you for watching. I hope my presentation could open your eyes, and I encourage you to think deeper and seek to understand what values are the building blocks of different cultures. Thank you!